I'm not anti-capo, but I never use one. I either transpose the song or find a way to play it without using one. The reason why I'm here today is because I wanted to show you guys the versatility of this beautiful instrument. It's almost as if it was crafted by gods. And don't quote me on that, because I don't really want to know the truth. I want to believe that the guitar is a God-given instrument. How else can it be so beautifully crafted and engineered? So I'm gonna leave it there. Let's take a very simple song, for example. We'll do Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. The reason why I'm choosing this song is because it has very simple chords that typically exist around first 5 frets of the guitar, and I want to utilize the music theory and also just the chords to show you the versatility of this instrument. So my favorite thing about this instrument is that it has different positions, and so with those positions you can play the same chord on different parts of the guitar fretboard and have it still sound relatively similar, or to give it a different feel, but it's still the same chord. Let me show you. The song Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo has these chords in it. Has the chord G, has E minor, has C, has D, has B minor, and it has A minor. So these are typically like considered your cowboy chords, with the exception of B minor because it's a bar chord. So the reason why I want to use this song as an example is because there's a chord change in it where it goes from C to G, or from G to C. I always hear a lot that people struggle with going from either G to C. And there's a very, very simple fix for that. And it's just changing the position. So instead of playing G like this, you can play G like this. And then instead of playing C like this, you can play C like this. And the beauty about that is let's just say if you were to go from G to C or C to G, all you would have to do is change a few of your finger positions as opposed to the whole positioning of your hand. So now I can play C to G very easily. So I love that because it just shows you the versatility of this instrument. So now I don't have to work as hard to now change my hand positioning across the fretboard. And also the beautiful, beautiful thing about that is that if you get really good at your bar chords, you would realize that a lot of these finger positions actually are really just the same. The bar, right, it really just acts as this nut here. I'm really just moving this nut up a fret, or whatever fret that you're choosing to, in order for you to get whatever fingers, I guess your second, your third, and your fourth finger, to now play the same notes. Because essentially what I'm doing here with the C is, you can't see it, but there's an imaginary bar here. This is where you would get your C, and you're just moving it up a couple frets. Now the C and the E and the G are here, and you're barring everything on this third fret to give you that C major. The best part about the guitar for me is that I want to become a multi-instrumentalist, but it was difficult for me to understand how to even go about it when the guitar is such a whirlwind of an instrument. But that all changes once you're able to understand where the notes are and what positions you can use to play those notes. So if you're like me and you originally were writing songs on the piano as a producer, or maybe just as a musician, then you would know that it's a lot more standard and a lot more easy to visualize because it's all mapped out for you horizontally, whereas the notes on the guitar are mapped out both horizontally and vertically. They don't actually line up chronologically. They line up, I wouldn't even know what to call it, but they definitely line up in kind of like a zigzag pattern, and then they change after a certain amount of frets, and then after the 12th fret it repeats. So it's like, okay, hi, this is where the note C appears on this guitar, and it's not chronological, it's not even really logical. It's just placed based off of the way that the letters of the notes fall on each string and each fret based off of your scale. In conclusion, I'm glad that I'm able to understand the positions, and that there's so many different positions that you can work with on this instrument to make your life easier when you're either writing songs or playing songs. I mean, I love the song Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo, and now that I know that I can play my C and my G here, it's so much easier to make that transition happen and to sing it as well, because that was one thing that I really struggled with when I was learning guitar. It was like, how am I gonna go about singing this if I don't even know how to play it? The feeling now comes back once you're able to understand what you're playing and how to play it. And that's why I would encourage everybody to learn music theory.